Now, is there maybe a general set of things that you recommend, even to someone does not have a heart condition yet, maybe to maximize their heart health? Are there sort of general things that you start with, or?
I mean, exercise is
yes. Do you say like you have to work 150 minutes a week, or like what's some of the metrics around that?
So that literature is really funny.
Yes.
You don't have to hit 150 minutes a week to get benefits, right? Mm-hmm. So it was actually my master's supervisor published a paper a long time ago now, but he showed like the greatest benefit in reducing cardiac mortality was up to 1,000 calories a week. Mm-hmm. Like if you go from 0 to 1,000, which is equivalent to 3 times a week for 30 minutes. Mm-hmm. So that's where I would usually start people. I'd say start at least at 3 days a week, doing something that gets your heart rate up for a moderate intensity, but then also controlling those other factors like stress, for instance, affects the body physiologically, but when people are stressed, it also tends to make them eat differently or like turn to alcohol for the night or whatever. Mm-hmm. So managing those other things beyond exercise is also important. Like it's the whole like holistic way of looking at health. Like you need to sleep better, you need to but don't tackle everything at once, right? Like create like, you know, goals along the way. But yeah, try to do the best that you can.
Mm-hmm. And you think that for most people it's activity first. That's like the first.
We're biased, I think, but yes.
Yes, yeah. And what about nutrition and that sort of thing? Do you guys have like dietitians on staff, or how do you guys work that?
Yeah, so like I said, our program's super small. We're rural cardiac rehab. We don't have a lot of funding and resources, but we do have, like I said, the education from Toronto Rehab, which a dietitian created that work. So I do have 2 really good talks for about 2 hours combined between the 2 that talks all about nutrition.
So, and what are some of the key points from that, you think?
Mediterranean way.
Yes, I was reading a study about this the other day. It's like always the way.
Yeah. So I mean, eating more legumes, eating more olive oil, but eating a lot of green leafy vegetables, cutting down on your meat intake, not removing it, but cut it down. Like people have to remember that like a fist is 3 ounces of meat, right? We generally eat 2 fists.
At least that, yeah.
Yeah, which is both of your servings. So yeah, knowing how to portion size.
And more like fatty fish, that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's very in line with what we would suggest, and something I think to prevent health is also something that helps you to stay healthy, right? Prevent health issues, I should say, helps you to stay healthy. In terms of sleep and that sort of thing, do you guys have regulate, like what do you guys talk about that?
Yeah. So again, because I did my training at Toronto Rehab, I worked under a psychologist for a number of years. Dr. Rehab, he's quite amazing. But he was really, really big on sleep and like the interaction between sleep apnea and heart disease and sleep and stress. So, and that comes through in a lot of their lectures so that they've developed. So because of that training, I definitely am someone that advocates for that a lot. And then I go to this cardiovascular and respiratory symposium in Kelowna every 2 years. They hold it. And the last one that they had pre-COVID, there was a big emphasis on sleep.
Yeah.
We're seeing it even like a shift in the research and what we're starting to look at. And that research was interesting. It was done on, they did it on college students because we generally tend to not sleep a lot. And what they were showing is that even in young adults, if you were sleeping less than 5 hours a night, you actually get like physiological changes within the arteries. So like they become stiffer.
Wow.
Which, so if you think of like long-term health implications, if you're not sleeping even from a young age, it can lead to heart disease
earlier. Yeah. Earlier in life too, right? So yeah.
I haven't shown that necessarily.
Oh no? Okay.
But there's but those markers are early changes that lead to heart disease down the line.
So intuitively it might, of course, improve your sleep. Let's go with that.
Yeah.